What is going on, YouTube? Carter here. We're talking about YouTube channels, biases, and objective knife reviewing. So this popped up when I was doing this is how I do content, guys. I come down in my basement to maybe do a topic video and maybe do like a review or an overview on something. And then as I'm talking, ideas pop in my head and I make more videos based on what I thought of. So I was doing a kind of overview or review, whatever you want to call it, on this Abyss crawler. And it kind of reminded me of the concept of biased reviews in YouTube and my thoughts on that and how there's some misleading things and there's different ways of bias and different ways to consider something biased or not biased. So I see a trend on YouTube with knife reviews because that's the only kind of reviews I watch. It's probably beyond that. It's probably goes all over the place in terms of lots of things are biased, right? But knife reviews are what I watch. And I see a lot of attempts at being objective, right? Where people try to say, you know, I'm not going to interject my personal feelings in this. I'm just going to review the object as the object. And that's somewhat misleading because it's diminishing all the other stuff, right? You're kind of just saying, well, this is just a piece of metal and it's just for cutting. And I'm like, it's not though. I mean, it can be, but it's not. So my channel, disclaimer, is a hobbyist channel. It's a knife enthusiast channel. I am not trying to review knives for average people who want to go into their sporting goods store and find a good knife, and then that's going to be the end of it, right? So, you know, I get people's comments where that's what they're thinking I'm doing or that's what they expect me to do, and that's not what it is. I am balls deep in this hobby, and the hobby portion, the community portion, the culture portion is a big deal to me. And it's a big part of why I'm into this, right? If I was just after a knife, I would probably call this one good. And I just would have bought this or a similar variant years ago, and that would be it. And I'd just have a Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and I would carry and use this. And as soon as it wore out, I would just get another one, and that would be it. And I wouldn't do any content, and I wouldn't care, and I wouldn't go to knife shows, and I wouldn't buy T-shirts or stickers or patches, and that would be it. So I'm not trying to even attempt to say that I'm reviewing knives for somebody like that. They're out there, and I get that. You know, for example, if I was going to up my hiking game, I do like to hike, but very casual, very whatever the word I'm looking for, just passive type hiking. If I wanted to up my hiking game, you know, I might be like, you know what, I need to get a better pair of hiking boots, and I might watch some hiking boot videos. And what I'm looking for is a reasonably priced, good bang for my buck, get the hiking boots. Once I find those boots, that'll be the end of it, right? I'm not going to continue to watch hiking channels or join hiking groups or look at the next pair of hiking boots I'm going to get. I'll be done. And so those sorts of channels are amazing and critical because that's what I would be looking for, is not some hiking nut who talks about the history of certain boots. And I would just be like, no, I just want, what's the best pair I can get for like $200, right? I'm willing to spend $200. What's the best pair I can get for $200? And then I'll be done. Appreciate those channels. This channel is not that for knives. I am not pretending to do that for knives. I am full on talking about the things that I like. I enjoy exploring concepts and I enjoy showing things off. But I am not trying to be some sort of objective knife average person video. If I had a friend, a non-knife friend, and they wanted to get a decent knife, I wouldn't say watch my channel and find something, because I'd be like, you're not going to be interested in any of the stuff on my channel. It's all going to be overpriced. It's, in your eyes, it's going to be overpriced, and it's going to have way too much flair on it than what you need, right? I would tell them what I think they should get, but I wouldn't direct them to my channel because this is not where you would go to get that information. So now that that's out of the way, 4 minutes in the video, I probably lost half of you already. Biasism. So there's channels that attempt to do that, and I kind of see right through it because I mean, it's a cool attempt, but you can never do it. People are going to be biased, right? They're going to have their own views on things of what they hold value in. Some people hold value in the object. What type of steel? What's the cost? How well is it constructed? Other people like me hold value in what's the warranty? What's the community like? What's the history like? How cool is it? Like, how cool are you going to feel carrying it around? A lot of people try to abstract that from the knives and say, none of that matters. It only matters what the object is. That's not me. And I think they're both equally valid. The other thing is, and the biggest part of this is when we talk about corporate shills. I've been accused of being a corporate shill for so many brands. Microtech, Arcane Designs. I bought 2 of these. And I've had people claim that I'm like a shill because I recommended one when somebody asked, hey, what's kind of a moderate priced frame lock? And I was like, I'm digging Arcane Design. And then they were like, oh, you did videos on those and you said you liked them, so that means they must be paying you. And it's like, I'm equally parts upset because I kind of wish, to a certain degree, right? My channel isn't big enough. My views aren't high enough. Nobody's paying me to do anything. Nobody's sending me anything. And the other part is a little embarrassing because the fact that they think I'm a corporate shill means they probably saw my video and were like, nobody's buying all these. And so then that makes me say, oh crap, I've got a problem. If people are thinking I'm getting so many knives that there's no way a rational person would buy them, whoa, that's a different problem, right? But the other thing is the idea that makes you less biased isn't true at all. It's a different kind of bias. It can make you more likely to sing praises for a particular brand because you appreciate that collaboration, whatever you want to call it, the partnership, whether they're paying you or just sending you free stuff, or it allows you to create content for free, whatever the upside is for you. There's that kind of balance, and that's 100% true. You know, like if Arcane Designs said, hey, you know, we want to send you stuff, you know, I would, as much as I want to say, okay, I'll objectively review it, it's a cool partnership and I may have a lot of personal value held up in that and I don't want to lose that. And so I might be more apt to say good things or whatever. But conversely, that is not my channel at all. But I have the opposite bias problem. And that is because I self-fund, because everything I buy I pay for myself, I'm only buying things that I at least think I'll like. So a lot of people have also commented on my channel and accusing me of being a shill because it seems like I hardly ever have bad things to say about knives, or I overlook what they consider to be egregious flaws. You know, Emerson, right? How could you ever say Emersons are good? They're obviously garbage and they're made like crap. So for you to say that they're good means that you must be getting a kickback. And it's true, but not true. It's not true because my camera is like not focusing. What is going on? Oh, there we go. It's not true because I'm buying them because I like them. So I'm pre-biased, right? All of these, every one of these knives I bought because I at least somewhat was like, that looks cool. I think I'll like that. All of these. And so then when I do a video on it, I could pretend to be objective and say, well, you know, Emerson, you know, fit and finish, and, you know, they can sometimes not, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to because I like them for other reasons, and I buy them for other reasons. And to me, it would sound stupid for me to point some of this stuff out when clearly I love the brand and I buy a bunch of them. And to me, that seems dumber than me pretending to be, or that seems dumber than just being honest and say, I like Emerson's. I try to explain why I do. I understand why people think that's wrong. I get that, and I enjoy trying to defend that stance. But at the end of the day, you're going to see knives that I like. Occasionally, you know, yeah, I'll buy something where I'm kind of like, yeah, it was a little bit of an impulse buy. I don't like it as much as I thought I would. I make sure and point that stuff out. There's times where I pick something up where I'm really on the fence with it, and I'm like, I don't think I'll like it, but I know I can get my money back if I sell it, so I'm like, YOLO, I'll pick it up. Perfect example, Conagarius, same thing I did there. I was on the fence. I didn't think I would like it. Part of me was like, well, maybe when I get it in hand, but I knew I could sell it. I knew I could get my money back, so I had very little skin in the game, very little risk. Oz Rosie, same thing. I knew it probably wasn't going to be my thing. It's just a little, yeah, I'll talk about that later. But it just isn't my bag. But I also knew I could sell it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, right? And for some reason, this is a personal side note with me. For some reason, I struggle with borrowing knives because I've had people offer to send me stuff to do videos on and check out. I don't know why, but for some reason I struggle with that. I don't feel right doing that, or it makes me feel uneasy having somebody send me stuff. And not because I'm 100% like, would never let anything happen to it. But for some reason I feel better forking out lots of money to buy something outright, knowing I'm probably just going to sell it. For some reason that's okay. But I can't just have a fellow knife friend send me a knife to check out. It's a weird mental block I have that I need to figure out, because I've got to start doing that. I can't be buying everything and then saying I'm going to sell it. Not a good look. And there's risk there, right? Because you can't always, I mean, you may think you can sell it and get your money back, but you can't always do that. So my point is, right, if anybody tries to pretend like they're unbiased in their reviews, don't believe it. It's not true. It may be the bias that you're more comfortable with. You know, different people have different biases that they're like, no, that's a full-on, can't deal with that kind of bias. It may be a different bias, and that's okay. But to say they're not, everybody is. They're always going to be getting stuff that they care about. They're always going to be reviewing things from the lens of what they consider to be the definition of, in this case, a knife, right? And it could be they put more stock in the community, culture, history, warranty, or they may put more stock in, no, just the thing in front of me, value for the money, how well it's done, how usable it is. Or that's the other thing too, how people will be like, how cool it looks, you know, how much fun it is to play with, or how utilitarian it is, how useful is it as a tool. Like, everybody's going to have a different viewpoint on what they consider to be a knife. And even if they attempt to remove their bias, it's always going to be there. So just keep that in mind. But the main point of this video was, you know, that's all pretty standard. I think everybody kind of understands that. But the main thing is the whole, like, getting stuff for free or partnerships, how that somehow is way more biased than somebody that buys stuff they want. Because you're going to, on my channel, I buy everything. You're going to get a limited view of knives, and you're going to get a lot of the same type of knives because that's what I like. And so I get it. And unless something's wrong with it, I know I'm going to like it, which is why I don't review everything I get for that very reason, because a lot of it is just same. Like, I get another S&G and it's like, okay, well, it's an S&G, right? I got it because I love S&Gs. Maybe that one had a particular style or finish or limited something or other. I got a lot of black blades here. See, perfect example. All of these are dark blades. I have a thing for dark blades. In fact, holy crap. Oh, wow. See, I don't even realize everything I brought down here for this round of videos that I'm doing all have coated blades. This is the only one that actually has any sort of satin on it. Everything else is fully coated. So there's some bias right there, just visual bias. Like, I prefer, and in fact, I didn't even realize how much I prefer coated blades. Holy crap. Every single one of these, except for this cheap one that I got for free in an order that I use to cut open boxes sometimes. Everything is like a dark coated blade. I do like satin too, but I can't help but point out how everything I grabbed looks very similar. Everything looks very similar. That's cool. That's interesting. And in fact, looking at this landscape, you know, there's nothing here. Color too, obviously. I've only got like little bits of color popping through. Brown handles, purple. Ooh, look, matchy, purple. Ooh, I got the blue. So I do like color, but obviously, you know, I have a bias towards kind of monochrome stuff. This one, I modified this knife to be monochrome. So anyways, everybody has bias. You're only going to see things I like on this channel, and that's just how it is, unless people start sending me random stuff. You know, companies just send me packages of, hey, we've got this new thing. What do you think of it? Everything's going to be things that I enjoy, and that I at least think I'm going to have a passive interest in. All right, guys. rambled on long enough. Let me know if that made any sense. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. What are your opinions on bias? I mean, I guess my point at the end of the day is don't take too much stock in that. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy what you watch, enjoy what you buy, enjoy your friends, and enjoy your life. All right, guys. Catch you later.